This is not a podcast. This is a ransom video from the Mexican cartel. Go to our Cameo and fulfill their ransom money, and you can have Maul and I safe back in the United States. They're going to keep Eddin, though.
Yeah.
They actually sent him. He lined us up.
If that was our way of trying to get ransom money, we're fucked. You can just forget about it.
Imagine the cartel sent Eddin as a pretend engineer just to get us here to line us.
You escorted us all the way here, Eddin. This is our final destination.
Yo no entiendo inglés.
Okay.
No, Rory and Mal.
Welcome to another episode of the new Rory and Maul show. That's Rory. I'm Maul. Reporting to you from the beautiful mountains of Mexico, Rory.
Yes, undisclosed location in the country of Mexico, which doesn't really narrow it down.
Yes,
we're not in Cabo. We're not in Tulum.
No. We're in the mountains.
We're in the sticks.
Yeah, we're in the sticks, but it's beautiful up here. It's very tropical. Feels like we've been in the rainforest all week.
Yeah. Everyone has watched. White people are racist without even trying to be. I just feel like the way I say simple Spanish words sounds like I'm being condescending.
Yeah.
And then I say,
come across that way.
Then I say English words. I say thank you, and they look at me like I'm disrespectful. But when I say gracias, I sounds like I'm being condescending.
Yeah, it sounds like grassy ass a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit.
Like hola, it just sounds like I'm being racist.
Hola, it's not really, it's not really coming off the tongue with the native twang to it.
So then what should white people do? Well, I guess we just shouldn't come out here.
Yeah, you should just don't come. White people don't come to Mexico.
I just had that realization as a white person.
Yeah.
Maybe there's countries we should not invade.
Yeah. White people, please stay out of Mexico. Don't come over here trying to steal seasonings and recipes and culture as you've always done for thousands of years.
Yes, the food I've had is much better than Chipotle.
Absolutely.
And, I mean, you can get this in the States, but I went from Bex to the Dos Ex.
Oh, okay. Did they pay us for that just now?
No, we could bleep that, I guess.
Okay. So yeah, man, a lot of things been happening. We were in LA a few days ago.
We were.
Now we're in Mexico, just, touching the lands.
I feel like by
as many lands as we can.
Judging by our outfits, you would not know what temperature it is out here.
Yeah, it looks like it's actually about to rain any minute. But
I got my white pasty legs out today. I got some dirty slides.
I see you trying to wear less and go out more. I see you with your thighs out.
Yeah, but I only do that in like locations where there's nowhere to go out.
Yeah. Just right here in the backyard.
Where no one could like take a snapshot of my white thighs.
Yeah, God, that would not be good for us.
That would end our podcast.
Absolutely.
But yes, we went from LA straight to Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
We were recording this on Thursday the 17th, so our Logic audio interview just came out, which I was interested about. I really enjoyed the conversation. I thought it was a great podcast. The reception of it, I was curious.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't really know how our fan base was going to
react.
Yes.
To us talking with such a unique personality, such a unique individual as Logic.
And then also Logic having like the core super fan base. I was nervous with them as well. Like, why didn't they ask Logic about his third grade experience that he talked about on the album? And I'm like, yeah. Just didn't know how a casual, regular conversation was going to go.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, I think it's been received pretty well.
Yeah, it's been received pretty well. I mean, like anything, you're going to see people that just don't like it. It's trash. It's corny. It's this, it's that. Listen, man, we had a great time. You know what I mean? And we presented it to the people. We let them in on a great time, I feel like. So that's all that matters. And Logic is a great guy. We sat down with him. Got to know him a little better. And had a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun out there. Thank you to Noble for having us, too.
And shout out to Eddin, man. That sounded great.
Thanks. Sounded great, looked great. Thank you, Eddin.
You're welcome.
Eddin has been our...
It's his DJ name, too.
Yeah, he has been our voice in Mexico.
Yes.
Listen. He has been our security. He has been our chef.
Translator.
He's been our housekeeper. He's been our translator. He's been
housekeeper
our
is racist.
Engineer. He was
the pool boy. He got the bugs out of the pool.
He's my roommate. So I'm just, I wake up and everything's folded. I'm just like, this guy, I could share a room with Eddin.
No, there's actually a housekeeper. That's not Eddin.
Oh, it's not you?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, there's someone that comes and does all the beds.
Sorry, Eddin, this whole time I thought it was you, my brother. Sorry about that.
I was gonna say,
Mi hermano.
I saw you do your bed and I was like, I guess I should do my bed.
Yeah, that's the thing. I have to do my bed when
I was gonna just let it be, but I was like, fuck, how would I look like letting him do his bed and then mine's like shit?
Well, anytime there's like housekeeping or if you're at an actual house and there's a paid housekeeper. I clean up and tidy up. I don't
Yeah,
get
you
like a
don't-
disgusting mess.
Yeah.
But sometimes I won't maybe tuck the sheets the way that they
No,
tuck
no,
the
no.
sheets.
It was a quick, you know,
Yeah,
pull the
throw it
sheet,
over.
the comforter back, fluff the pillows up a little bit just to make it look presentable.
That's hilarious that you thought these past however many days it's been Eddin doing that.
Eddin, I thought this was you the whole time, but it was in fact Lupita and Anna.
I'm just gonna write
Thank
down
you to
Miles being
Lupita
racist.
Love them.
and Anna. Love them.
Wait, so hold on. What was crossing your mind knowing that Eddin was making your bed?
Why didn't you say thank you to me earlier?
Well, I mean, I kind of feel like he works for me, so he should be doing it anyway.
I have reviewed his
That's
contract
crazy.
in full. There's nothing.
I mean,
making
I
a
just
bed.
feel like, yo, listen, Eddin, man, just take care of that for me, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be back in about 20 minutes. Come back, everything's so clean. I'm like, oh, this guy's the greatest.
Well, because he's Mexican, I feel like if you guys room in America, you should have to make his bed.
And he's, in fact, not Mexican at all. But I will say that, Eddin, had we not had you out here with us, it would have been very difficult for us to navigate the market yesterday.
That would have been
So
interesting.
thank you for that. Yeah, it would have been very interesting.
Duh. I went back to the restaurant that Ed and I went to by myself.
Oh yeah.
5 minutes alone, I was terrified.
Yeah, you didn't know where you
I
was
was
at.
pointing shit on my phone.
It's kind of like when your phone
Translator.
dies in the middle of the city. You don't know what to do.
Yeah. So
Eddin is you are indeed our mouth and our eyes and our ears out here. So thank you.
Yuck. But then nada.
So yeah, man, it was
de nada.
yeah, Day
See,
26
so it
has
doesn't
a
work.
great album. Yeah. Anyway, so what's been going on, man? We
What was your before we get off Logic? What was your reviews of it? We should get into the Adam Sandler thing. That was fucking weird.
Oh yeah, no. I definitely feel like we definitely learned some things about our abilities on the road now. So I think we talked about it. We opened up some ideas of how we want to start shooting,
Yeah.
things we want to start doing. So this was sort of like a test run, but it's been great. I think that a lot of questions have been answered, a lot of uncertainties have been made certain.
For sure.
So yeah, I'm excited to do a lot of the things that we talk about.
In the beginning of that Logic interview, it did start off a little awkward.
It was.
I could have used a translator in the beginning. I could have used a Bob translator.
Yeah,
And
but I like that. I like when it's awkward because it's real.
yeah, and
It shows initial interaction. We had a lot. We had some conversation before we started recording, and then we had to force ourselves to stop because we started having some really good conversation,
Yes.
and we wanted to record it. So, but yeah, other than that, that was an honest moment. It was us really getting to meet each other and learn about each other, and I think that's dope. I think that's what podcasting is about. It needs to be awkward at times, and it needs to not always be sharp and so produced.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially with podcasting, I think with like morning show interviews, yeah. Be
Mhm.
concise, get right to the shit, do
Yeah.
your journalism shit. But with podcasting, I don't think that at all. It is a little weird in the beginning of interviews with artists that get a lot of shit on the internet.
Mhm.
And I don't mean that in a bad way because J. Cole gets a lot of shit on the internet.
Yeah.
Drake gets a lot of shit on the internet.
Mhm.
It has nothing to do with
He's getting a lot of shit on the
what
internet
currently
as
yeah,
we speak.
with
Yeah.
who you are as an artist or your craft or how successful you are. People just
Mhm.
get shit.
Yeah.
I never know how sensitive some people are to it. But even though the internet goes in on people, they do bring up points. Like they're not just always just malicious. Sometimes
Mhm.
it's actually coming from somebody that listens to their work and has an opinion.
Yeah.
With Logic, I could feel not tension, but I still wasn't sure how he reacted to some of the stereotypes and the things that are said on the internet about his career and him as a person.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always a weird thing. Like, I mean, shit, even with Nikki, when we started with that, you kind of have to test the waters a bit and get a feeling.
Well, because
of-
everybody doesn't get your humor. Everybody doesn't get your personality at first
Sure.
when you're having a conversation. And then you just don't know where people are at as far as their day. How's their day going? You know what I mean?
That
What's
as
going
well.
on in their lives? So, it's always a little shaky ground and when talking to somebody. And then I think Logic too, because he doesn't really speak to people as
Yeah.
much and he doesn't really, hang out around, people outside his immediate circle. I think it was all a filler at first and, kind of getting to say, okay, these guys are really, they cool.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I can have a real open, honest conversation. We can laugh. We can crack jokes on each other. Let's not take these things too seriously. This
For sure.
isn't an interview. You know what I mean? And but I think that all in all, it was a real good piece. I really enjoyed it. I think that it's something that people are gonna look at for a while and find different gems every time they listen or watch it. So shout out to Logic, man. That was a really good night we had.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. We passed on the Adam Sandler interview.
Yes, yes. We passed on it. Adam was so anxious to sit down and talk to us. He was that he was like, "Listen, man, I'm just so nervous. I can't do this today."
You gotta believe it.
I didn't even know who he was. I was like, Adam.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, you act? What have you done? Have I seen some of your work?"
Yo, that was fucking crazy. It's a few, and we've talked about. There's a very few list of people that, of course, you don't fanboy out or anything. Like I didn't even say a word to him, but that you're just like, oh shit, that's so and so. And because that was like that private little balcony, and you and I were in the middle of talking, and he has one of those distinct voices that it's like, all right, is there TV on? Like, there's no way I just heard Adam Sandler's voice, and I couldn't even do a whole head turn, and it's fucking Adam Sandler in long ass basketball shorts in Noble Malibu.
Very comfortable.
Which I thought was the dopest thing I'd ever seen.
Very comfortable, very free. I would expect nothing less of Adam Sandler. So yeah, it was kind of cool for him to walk. He gave me the thumbs up. And it's funny about the thumbs up, because you know I'm from the hood. We don't thumbs up in the hood. We don't thumbs up in the Bronx or in Harlem. We give dap. Throw the peace sign, head nod, you know?
Yeah. And some, like the way my adios and hola could be taken in like a condescending way.
Yeah.
Even if it is a genuine way.
Yeah.
Sometimes a thumbs up could be like, just give me a thumbs up.
But it's weird with the thumb, because I gave him the thumbs up back.
Hey.
You kind of feel like you have to.
The thumb is like, if you do it, it's like if I sneeze, you sneeze kind of thing. Like if you give me the thumb up, it's like my hand just went up and I just gave him the thumb back, and I was like, "Ew, I don't want to give it."
How did my joints even do that?
I'm like, Adam, how did you? He gave me this, and I just went right back, and I was like,
thumbs were attached by strings.
Yeah, this is disgusting, Adam.
I was his Geppetto.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all. So, Adam, next time I see you, hopefully we can meet more formally in a much more non-work environment, and do a proper New York City handshake, man.
Yeah.
Did you speak to him?
I just told you.
It was just a thumbs up.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure if that was
He made me give him a thumb up. Pause.
He photobombed Eddin. I don't know why you didn't crop him out. That was really rude of your photo.
Crop him out.
Well, the thumbs up is in Eddin's photo.
Yeah.
So for people that want, matter of fact, I would like that as the artwork just to see.
Yeah, just him thumbs up. Yeah. Let's do that.
You will definitely see what Adam's thumb looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was really cool, man. And again, thank you to Noble for having us and allowing us to use that space and do something. What I think, you know, we joke and we laugh, but you know, sometimes we gotta say what it is. That was legendary, man. First podcast from Noble in Malibu.
Wow.
And for the amount of like shit that goes on in LA,
I think let me just somebody else with another podcast could have done it. I'm not.
Possible.
I'm sure Mark Maron interviewed Obama there.
Yeah, like I'm just saying. You know, I don't know of any, but if so, either way, it was cool. I think that was really dope for us to make that happen. So we got to thank Noble in Malibu for allowing us to use that space as well.
You guys are pretty legendary people.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that, man.
I mean, what's your definition of legend?
Yeah.
You know, you guys
exist for a time.
You guys are setting stones. You guys are leaving a landmark.
I'm a landscaper.
I'm a stonemason.
I'm a landscaper.
What are you trying to say?
I'm asking you. You said that I lay stones.
How come when you look at me, you look at a landscape?
I have no answer, sir. I would just like to say
there is a groundskeeper.
Thank you for your service.
There's a groundskeeper here, and I'm not sure because Maul slept in the other day. The grass did get short. Did you in fact think Eddin maybe cut the grass after he made your bed?
Only reason why I knew Eddin did not cut the grass is because Eddin walked in the room while the lawnmower was still going. But when I was laying in bed and I heard it,
Bluetooth.
oh yeah, but
it's got an app. He just controlled the shit from his phone.
Yeah, but please believe, while I was laying in bed and I heard that alarm, I said, "Oh, Eddin's hard to work out there." I was laying in the bed like, listen to my guy go get him out there today in the backyard.
Oh man!
But shout out to George. George is the landscaper here.
Yeah. His name is Jorge. But if you want to be
Jorge,
if you want to be American about it,
Jorge. Sorry, no, I forgot where I was at. My bad. Jorge, thank you for keeping the beautiful land.
That's true, by the way.
Beautiful.
I'm not being racist.
I know.
No. You're right. I apologize about that. So yeah, man, we in Mexico, out here getting some culture.
There'll be a lot of footage from this. We don't have to get
absolutely
too much into Mexico because we're actually currently here and still shooting a bunch of other stuff. We just had to get an actual episode in.
Yeah.
Because where do we start?
Oof.
I feel like we got to start with Beyonce before we get into Drake.
The announcement.
Yes, because an announcement from Beyonce is like an album came out.
Absolutely.
So it's Act 1 Renaissance, July 29th.
Yes. The Queen is back.
And from my understanding, and this is just my understanding with terrible Wi-Fi in the middle of nowhere, there will be a 4-box set. Does that mean there will be 4 albums?
I believe so.
So that the first one is Act 1 on July 29th with a box set, which I think was a CD, a t-shirt, some more collectible shit. Beyonce's probably the only one that could ever bring CDs back.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be available on streaming, but I'd like to have a CD for someone that lugged around their CD case for a majority of their childhood. It brings some nostalgia to me. Like, you guys are cool with your vinyls and all that shit, but yeah. You ever had a scratch disc?
Scratch this.
Yeah.
You ever had a bump and your Walkman just cuts out for the rest of the day?
You know the interesting thing about CDs? How many sales are like double or triple sales because your CD either broke or scratched and you had to go get it again?
Tons.
You ever think about that?
Probably tons.
Oh, for sure. Listen, my dad traveled a lot. He would buy the same album like when he would end up in a city.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he'd be like, all right, I got a rental car. Let me just go buy one of my favorite that he's bought before.
Yeah.
Like, of course he is. It's definitely why I think albums went diamond. You had to rebuy them shits.
So there is, because people say, oh, it's the streaming era. A lot of these artists would never. But you can say that there were some type of advantages back in the CD era and the vinyls and things like that. Like, people had to buy albums twice, maybe 3 times. Like you said, if you're traveling and you forgot the record, it's like, I'm going to go buy it while I'm here.
Yeah, for sure.
So
And-
there's this, it balances every. I think that the world and generations have a way of balancing when we think it's an advantage or a disadvantage because of the time or the era you're from. Things kind of balance themselves out.
Yeah, and then I think what balanced that out afterwards was when we were able to burn CDs.
Yeah,
Because then 4 or 5 of my friends, we could buy one
CD and just
then,
burn. Yeah.
So yeah, I think it does all balance.
It finds a way to balance itself out. But that is interesting that, like you said, Beyonce is one of maybe 3 artists, Rihanna, Drake, maybe that can do the CD.
Well, Kendrick did do the CD thing. I mean, how he was even announcing that double disc, it was 2 CDs. So,
Mhm.
I mean, I get it. Kendrick's from that era. I mean, Beyonce's more vinyl to tape deck to then CDs, but
Mhm.
Kendrick and I are from the tape deck for a few years, and then we was CD babies.
Yeah.
Like, that's our shit. So I think it's a cool collector, rather than just doing the vinyl thing.
And we do know that it's going to be art. She's gonna attach some type of artwork to it if it is
for
indeed a physical CD
Mhm.
or a box set. I'm pretty sure that they're going all out as far as the artwork for that is concerned. But it was exciting to see Beyonce announce that. It's interesting when certain artists do things like that. It creates it sends off a wave.
I'm curious if this one's gonna have a theme, because I can make an argument that every Beyonce album, to some degree, has had a theme.
Mm-hmm.
And we can even just go with the more recent ones. Lemonade obviously was the alleged cheating thing and getting over that and getting back together, trusting your partner and all that. The Beyonce self-titled one was, okay, I am getting older, but I'm still very much a sexy mother, wife. Like, I could still do this. I'm still a woman.
Right.
Obviously we know with Lion King, with Afrobeats and just
Incredible.
the entire continent.
That was an incredible soundtrack that I don't think gets spoken about enough.
It's weird to say something by Beyonce is underrated.
Right. But
It
that
just-
project, that
by her
soundtrack
standards.
was was underrated for sure. A lot of great music on that sound. A lot of great artists. The visuals was A1 for that. But yeah, this is what these are the artists that we have that we, again, just a simple thing like an announcement of a project coming. It shakes things up. It's gonna cause the other artists, the other greats to either be inspired or be worried, because it's like they all, I feel like they all kind of behind the closed doors, they all would know when each other's working.
For the most part.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
If not, they asking.
if not they asking, or producers, it's like you can't get them. You be like, yo, why I can't get a hold of this dude? And if you know about working with Beyonce, you can't even say you're working with Beyonce
At all.
It's like, so if you can't get any tracks back from certain artists, like, damn, he hasn't emailed me back, he hasn't said nothing, usually means one of the greats have a hold of that person at the moment, and something is being done in the studio and it's on the way.
Well, and that's actually the benefit of a major label, because major label, they all play musical chairs.
Mhm.
They're all friends.
Mhm.
So even if you're on a separate label from an icon like Beyonce, the president of your label will probably find out when that shit is coming.
Right, right.
Yeah, and I don't want to get too much into it on speculations. I am part of the Beehive, but I'm just excited for the music. I'm not going to dissect what every last thing is going to be in the 4-box
Right.
set. I'm just excited for the music. I don't care if it has a specific theme.
A
If it
4-box
doesn't,
set?
I hope that means 4 albums or somewhat 4 EPs or 4 something with music separate, and not just merch. Because I could never see Beyonce just being like, here. Well, she's done it with Ivy Park, but this obviously has something to do with music. I can't see each box set not involving different music.
They have 3 children together?
Yes. Set of twins in blue. Aren't you one of their godfathers?
No, I'm just making sure.
Deadbeat godfather.
I'm just making
How
sure that
dare
I'm
you.
sure about that.
Oh, she could be pregnant. That could be the 4th.
I was gonna try to tie it into,
I see what you're doing.
you know what I mean? Like just try to find, the inspiration behind the 4 box set thing.
It's funny because remember when Lemonade came out and they went back on Beyonce's Instagram like 2 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just a random photo of her holding her hand holding a lemonade. It was like life is making lemonade or whatever.
Mhm.
They found an interview from years ago where Beyonce was like, I don't know what's next. It feels like the Renaissance.
Mm.
Beyonce does that shit all the time and it's hysterical to me.
Mhm.
But it just shows how calculated, and when we say, I wonder if Beyonce's working on something. Yes, she's working on
She's
something.
always working.
She's going to put it out 2 years from now.
Yeah.
But it's so calculated that she will be talking about it without us even knowing.
And it's safe to say that that Jay is working because at this point they're only going to tour together, whatever projects they put out. So it's safe to say that Jay is recording, and we'll have some music coming from him probably this year as well. And we'll have a tour because, like I said, the Carters they're not going to tour separately. They're going to tour the world together, take the family with them.
Oh, you mean like musically together or just together?
Both. I think they'll both have current work in on the streaming platforms and a tour.
Yeah, I think Beyonce kind of owes Beyonce fans a formation tour. Like just a solo Beyonce. Yeah, Hov can come out. Hov can watch the kids while they're doing it.
Hov can watch the kids is sick.
Yo, someone tweeted, Beyonce fans talk to Jay way worse than Nas ever did.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a fact.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Beyonce fans are so mean to Jay-Z.
No, they be going crazy. Like some of the things I read, I'm just like, yo, what's wrong with people? Like,
Wait, why you laugh at Jay could watch the kids?
that's just
Hov can't watch his own children?
No,
I mean, yeah, but it's just like-
absolutely he can and he does, but it's just
You got to
it's just-
perform.
it's just we're acting like this guy doesn't have like great art like that he can also perform for the world.
Also, yeah, but I think this just calls for a Beyonce solo tour. I think her
I'm not-
fans
listen.
really, really want that. I think everyone loved On the Run.
I mean,
But-
obviously we saw
Yeah,
what that did. We saw what that growth.
Sold out SOBs, I think.
Yeah, that little shindig of a place or BB King's was it? Yeah.
Yeah, nice little Sony Hawk. We did
Right.
the same venue, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We do the same venues as Beyonce for sure.
I would like to see a Beyonce solo tour.
What was the last power couple tour outside of Jay-Z and Beyonce?
Omarion and Bow Wow.
That's probably up there.
Yeah.
I meant like relationship.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry.
I mean, the entire B2K tour, if their manager was there.
That's I like it. I like the joke. Let me just say, that's just me. I like the joke.
Wow.
But I don't know. That's a great question. The last power couple. I don't know if we've
Because the way you guys are talking about it, it's interesting to think like it's like you gotta have like you can't have who's Jay-Z gonna tour with?
his wife.
His wife.
Yeah.
Or just
Yeah.
himself. Like he did the 444 tour.
Oh, of course. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that if he was gonna tour with anybody,
No, absolutely. If he's
It would
going
be
to tour
his
with
wife.
anybody, it would be his wife.
and that's what makes me wonder what's like the last power couple that went on tour like that.
I would hope Big Sean and Janae did a 2088 tour, no? When that album came out? That album definitely warranted a tour. And with
That was
their
a really
two
good album.
catalogs, yeah, you're doing some numbers there.
I feel like I would have seen that show.
Same. But
If
that
it-
album was so long ago. Much longer than you think it was.
Yeah.
Time has flew
I will
by.
tell you, but we're in the middle of Mexico with no good Wi-Fi.
Understandable.
So you guys in the comments, let us know.
It's all good.
But has that ever really been a thing? Like, how often are
I don't think
people
so.
like
and that's-
two icons
together.
like that together?
I don't think so. And that's why I'm like, maybe I can Tina?
Watch your mouth. It's a very
Uh,
sensitive.
John Lennon and Yoko Ono.
Oh, there
She
you go.
sang.
Yeah. Guys, listen. There is none. Okay. let's just. We don't have to keep just throwing couples out there. Anybody that was in love, we're throwing them on a tour together. Like, no.
First of all, Yoko Ono definitely made music, and
absolutely.
Right.
during their career, during their relationship, she was always on stage with them.
Imagine
Yeah.
that.
No, I get it.
She was going ham in the background
I
with a
just-
tambourine, just yelling out harmonies that didn't match the song. Yo,
That's my
Don't,
uses.
we can't do that. Let's all love and
Yoko's
light and
first
respect
project.
to Yoko Ono, please. We don't want to do that. Is her name Yoko Ono?
It is Yoko.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I just that name just popped up and I was like, I don't know if that's the name, but yeah.
you know what's interesting with that? And it's a very side note because I've heard older people talk about hating that relationship, and That's what's so funny about old people looking at us like, oh, you guys are looking at gossip. Yeah, that's gossip from your time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You guys are talking about gossip.
That's a rollout plan. That's marketing.
Yes.
Yeah.
How much they all hated Yoko and like, oh, she's just using John Lennon for fame. When he passed, she got low. We never heard from her.
Yeah.
Like, I think she would just really love that man.
Yeah, she did. I mean, come on.
But like, I mean, like solely, he could have not been John Lennon.
No. That was love.
Yeah.
Even years later, you see images and photos, and that was love.
Just keep her off the background vocals, and
yeah,
it'll be fine. It was ironic though. On the same day, and we can segue from here. When Beyonce did the self-titled album, dropped it at midnight or 2 a.m., didn't tell anyone, and that became like a rollout. People were trying to emulate the best they could. Obviously, they couldn't do the same night shit.
Surprise rollout.
But we move forward, and now
here we go.
Drake announces 6 hours before midnight that he's putting out an album, and then we were all like, "Sorry, bud. Beyonce got us back on this long marketing plan. You're gonna have to give me some more time, and do you have some merch available?"
Right. More importantly,
but that was a nice surprise. I don't care what anyone is saying on the internet now. Let's start with just an announcement that we're gonna get a Drake album in 6 hours.
I didn't believe it. You showed me the caption. You showed me the post, and I was like, I said, "Oh, this is probably just songs that he had." And he just wants to get them out there.
In the back burner.
Because they announced the OVO sound of the Sirius XM. Congrats, Sirius XM. And Drake announced a radio show. Yeah.
Label mates.
We should collab.
Yeah, we should.
We should tour together.
We should.
If you guys toured with Drake.
But Drake has to open for us, though.
I mean, naturally.
Yeah, that's the only way I'm agreeing to this tour. Drake has to open up. I'll get to the arena when he's halfway done with his set, doing his little number that he does.
Well, I can promise you this. For us getting out of the arena with parking and traffic will be a breeze.
Oh, absolutely.
Everyone will be
gone. The arena would be completely empty at that point.
What would the acoustics be like? How do we start with that? An empty arena. Oof. That'd be rough, huh?
It would be very rough.
Maybe the green room.
Maybe, yeah.
There you go.
We could
do That's how you start. Yeah, you start there.
Exactly.
You put a live stream to the audience.
Exactly. This is why why you're here. And
the nada.
You mean the people cleaning the arena?
What you see what this guy's going with?
I'm just gonna get us out of
everyone is gonna be leaving, so the arena has to be cleaned.
So
so I know the people that clean the arena.
No, I'm saying we would live stream to them.
Why wouldn't I know some people that clean arenas?
Are you downing the working class?
Right.
Right. But yeah, we got an announcement from Drake that new music was on the way, and I told you, I said I think it's just a compilation of things that he had sitting around recorded. Probably gonna just put it out there. Use the radio show to stream it at midnight. We had a whole conversation about the what ifs and the possibilities of what this was gonna be,
and we can get into our what ifs. Because Eddin brought up right away, he's like, "Wow, that was quick," and I was like, "Yeah, but if you think about it, we got most of CLB."
6 months ago.
I'm saying like a year and a half. We got most of CLB. Yes. Even if they were unfinished, we got 90% of that album.
Yeah.
So I felt like Drake quickly finished those up after the leak and immediately got those out of his brain and started working on new music. And then a year later, CLB came out. So I was like, it's not really quick timing. So that's where I wasn't like, how many more leaks are there?
I mean, especially for the album he just gave, it's definitely, this is fresh.
Yeah.
But what did scare me was that maybe this wasn't leaks and this was when all the leaks happened, he got scared and tried to make a bunch of new records for CLB and then was like, fuck it, let me just put out CLB, the leaks, they're out, and this is my CLB part 2, which would have scared me.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
I thought a lot of things. I said either this is a lot of the songs that he had recorded already, he just wants to get them out there. Did the Beyonce announcement cause him to want to do this and get out the way? It's a lot of things. I tie it all to Beyonce announcing her album is coming. I feel like all of the big artists are now either working or their work is complete and now they want to get it out and get out the way of Beyonce.
Get it out, yeah.
But I was wrong, and this was a completely different project.
Did it cross your mind? We know it wasn't that now. But did it cross your mind that this was a petty move towards Kendrick Lamar?
Nah, that never crossed my mind. I feel like the Kendrick project is a project that stands on its own. It stands alone from everything else that's out right now.
They've just sent a lot of subliminal shots over the last decade, I would say, of who is more impactful and who has a bigger fan base because they have gone back and forth with sales and number ones and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Who could stop the world more? It's kind of
that's
what
a sick game to be playing.
Very sick.
Who could stop the world more?
And I don't think
it's a sick fucking game.
I don't think it's malicious on either one of their ends. I think they actually both respect each other's craft a lot.
Absolutely. Even if they don't, if they have personal grievances with each other, you still have to respect somebody's art.
I don't even think there's probably much personal grievances anymore.
Absolutely.
But I still think they are competitive and they're both icons at this point. So they're going to want to out-icon each other. So that crossed my mind too. I'm like, is he just trying to be like, all right, Kendrick just dropped this shit. And usually when Kendrick drops, there's a significant time between both of them. I'm not saying Drake is scared or Kendrick's scared, but between both of them, there's always significant times between their albums. Was he like, man, fuck this. 40, what's in my hard drive? I'm about to take all this attention away, show Kendrick that I can stop the world even when your shit has only been out a month. It crossed my mind. Not saying it's true at all.
I don't, but was that in question before this stuff? I feel like people know that what Drake can do. I don't think,
Drake,
at this point, people know Drake can do anything.
Well, if you listen to his lyrics, he's been trying to convince and prove himself a lot of things over the years. He has insecurity in a good way when it comes to music. That's why I put him almost higher than certain icons because of his output of how much music he puts out and how much time he's proven. Like he doesn't put out an amazing album, then 4 years disappears, we never hear from him, and then it's just all this anticipation, and then he's back and he disappears. Like his output is crazy. He's always in the fucking light. Like that, I appreciate that type of shit. That's more difficult to do as an icon, I think, than it is to be this mysterious.
It's brave.
Hell yeah.
It's brave.
Because it allows for so many mistakes where you may not look like this icon that we think you are. So that's where I respect Drake outside of just the music shit. But once the album came out, I did not think that at all. Because this, I think, did take some time. I don't think this was 40, what's on our hard drive.
No. This was a project. This was...
Even if the internet thinks that.
Yeah, I understand
it was intentional.
Why Drake has braids now. I get it. He didn't have time for a haircut. He had to really go into that world. He had to really just be in the house. He had to create that world, that sound. He had to create that dance. Because he didn't create dance, that genre we know exists.
No,
but
it's very
he had to go
EDM.
into it, and I'm pretty sure he had nothing but house music, dance music playing at his house in the studio, just looking for inspiration, for sounds, spending a lot of time with producers because, yes, it is dance, but it still was very hip hop influenced, the tracks.
Sure.
So I think this was a project that he literally worked on for some time. This wasn't just a 2 weeks, let me get this. And if it was, then we having a whole nother conversation about the type of artist that he is.
Yeah. When I did see the caption, I saw executive produced by Black Coffee and, of course, the usual executive producers. It did cross my mind that this was going to be very up-tempo. At minimum, this is going to be a very up-tempo album. I'm looking at the timing of it, summer. I was like, I don't think it'll go all the way more life or all the way Afro beats, but this shit is gonna be up tempo.
Yeah.
And I saw the internet kill it, and you guys are gonna say we're full of shit and we're dick riders. I killed CLB.
You did.
I've been very objective with every Drake take. I'd be up here lying if I said I didn't like this album. I'm in Mexico. That helps.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely helps that I'm in Mexico.
Definitely.
But I appreciated what he did on this album, and with my CLB review, not that it matters because my opinion doesn't matter. Like what you like. I wanted some fucking growth. And I understand that Drake has made these types of records before. They've been some of my favorite Drake records throughout his career. He'll throw one on each of them.
Yeah.
And I love them. So it's not new for Drake to do this. But as far as putting a soul theme sonically, Drake grew because all his themes sonically are usually the 40 underwater beats, and then he'll mix in what's current at the time. So we got growth from an artist I was asking for growth from. And I think it's extremely well produced. I think on a lot of house music and a lot of dance music, a lot of EDM music, there isn't very much substance. Don't kill me. I know there is some, but for the most part, especially now, there's no real substance or connection lyrically to those types of records. They're solely to dance. There's
Mhm.
quotables all over through the shit.
Yeah.
Mad relatable content. He's really talking shit. He's really talking about relationships.
Mhm.
And yeah, I get the H&M and Zara jokes, but bro, we've been making those jokes about this type of music for 15 years.
Since forever, yeah.
Like,
it's this simple, Rory. I think that one, you're never gonna satisfy your entire fan base.
No.
With any project that you put out. It's always gonna be people that love it. It's always gonna be people that hate it. With this project though, it's bigger than do I like it or do I not like it. I think people have to just think a little deeper when they're looking at artists and the way they create and the things that they put out into the world. This was a brave project for him. Drake is people we call him a rapper, right? You call him a rapper.
he's a pop star.
He's a pop star. He can hold a note. He can sing. He can give you an R&B record, but he gave us an entire dance, house, hip hop. Like this was a real piece of art that I think a lot of people are gonna go, because I remember what y'all was saying when 808s and Heartbreaks first came out.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone hated it.
I remembered how people was killing it.
Now,
I remember how people was shitting on it.
Mhm.
And now when you listen back,
now it's a classic.
now it's a classic, right?
And now it's one of the most important albums to modern music, period. I'm not saying that this album is
we're
going to
not
be
saying
that.
We're just saying that.
But give it some time.
Just give it some time. Like if you don't understand it and it doesn't connect to you, right? And that's fine. Like Drake has put out songs that I didn't connect to, that I didn't really like, and things like that. Like, but as an artist, when you have the ability to first sit with producers and get this type of sound done and do it in a way and do it at a level that he just did it at, you can't just frown at that and be like, oh, I hate that. Like you got to give a head nod or tilt your hat to like, yo, that was brave.
Yeah.
I don't know, like if he would, because I would have been disappointed if Drake gave me an album where he's rapping like Lil Baby the whole album.
Right.
I would be
Or if he
furious.
was rapping like ESTG, or he was like those guys, that's what they do. Let those work, or let that art speak for itself. Let it do what it's doing.
Hop on one record.
Yeah, cool. But we talking about a complete pride. And like you said, he's getting his bars off on that. He's talking shit. That Liability record.
Bubbles
Like
go
I don't know
green,
if
he
people was
talking.
really listening. I know he distorted his voice and played with the but it's like listen to what he's like. He is getting bars off, and that's what that's what he does. He's gonna give you captions, and for the rest of the summer, this vibe, this energy that he just gave us it's reserved for an acquired taste. It's this is not for the black and mild and the chicken box eaters and the this is not that. This is a little more. You got to have a different palette for this. And I understand it. It's
okay if you don't.
It's okay if you don't. Like, just go to something else. There's plenty of shit out there for you. But the fact that Drake has the ability to make this type of album and this type of project, and of course, there are real dance artists that do that sound better because that's what they do. But that to me is a stripe on Drake's uniform of damn, like you actually can do that though. Rappers, because we call him a rapper. Rappers, I don't know too many of my favorite rappers that can do what Drake just did.
No, of course not.
You know what I mean? Like, and so it's like
I don't know a lot of producers that could do what 40 did. And I know there's a lot of other producers. I'm just saying, as far as
with that artist,
40's like the final decision and kind of really puts
that's
everything
not
together.
easy, man. And again, it's okay if you don't get it, if you ain't vibing to it, but that's some really good music on this album.
Yeah, and
really good music, really good beats. Again, he's talking shit. He's talking slick. He's giving you captions. He's giving you bars.
Emotion too. There's some breakup records on that bitch.
I mean, it's listen, man. I think the people that this was, you got to salute Drake because he took a chance with this. He knew the backlash was coming. This was a bold move. This was a brave move. But I think he executed very well. I think that the music is A1. Again, he's giving you bars, so he's still being Drake. He's giving you captions, so he's still being himself.
Oh, he's giving me a lot of captions.
So I understand it's the sound isn't what people were expecting, but remove your emotions and what you thought was coming away from it, and just listen to music. Like if this was a Tim's album, people would be going crazy. If this was The Weeknd,
of course. Well, Weeknd did a little similar on the last one.
I'm saying.
whole different style.
And they loved it, right? That album was phenomenal. If this was Party Next Door,
yeah.
if this was, you know what I mean? If this was a Rihanna album,
Oh, this Rihanna album would be insane.
So this is what so I get it. People weren't expecting this and they may not have wanted this from him. But remove that and just listen to the music and catch the vibe and the energy and say, damn, this is a vibe though. This is good music.
I think, especially coming 8 months after the last project, which to me, which I said on this podcast, felt like a caricature of Drake. It felt like someone went in and tried to make an album that sounded like a Drake album, but it came from Drake.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, even after his verse on Jack's album, like, I was like, I think Drake is in a really fucking weird place. Like, he has no idea what he should do musically going into being 35 plus and having a fan base that's also 17, but also having a fan base that grew with him since 18.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have been my first thought, but I get it. What would be the type of music to grab as much as your world's wide fan base and age fan base? House music.
Love it.
Yeah. It never gets old. That bop, that tempo, you know.
Me and my parents both love house music.
Love it.
But I mean, it's part of hip hop.
And house music has influenced so much of EDM, so much of hip hop, so much of certain R&B now. Like it is at this point kind of the genesis of modern music to some degree. You can even say 808s and Heartbreaks has a lot of house influences on it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Outside of just like the 80s and everything like that, and T-Pain. But it makes sense to me. I know for everyone on Twitter, it wouldn't make sense because they don't particularly like that style of music, which I understand. But if I'm looking at my fan base around the entire world,
that's what people have to
age
understand.
group, like, I guess I have to make a house album.
and like you said, it's at the point. What else is there for him to do? Like, what else is there for him to? I know people still talking about they want a full R&B project from him.
Well, I was just going to answer your question there.
Mm-hmm.
He said, well, I don't know, a source said, it could be true or untrue, it was on the internet, that Drake is coming again with another album this year. My prediction,
Scary Hours particularly.
My prediction, even before that shit, was, all right, he's going to show, because he's done house and this up-tempo shit before, full album like this, piss people off, have them beg for him to rap again, and the next one will be a full DJ Premier, Mad Lib, Alchemist fucking.
But then and this is the fucked up
he's
part.
He's gonna work with Just again. He's gonna finally work with Dre. Like, he's gonna get his quintessential rap album with all the legends.
And they're gonna kill that too.
Absolutely.
And it's just like, bro, like, you can't. We have to stop feeling like we can satisfy. Everybody's not gonna be satisfied. Everybody's not gonna be happy with what you do. But I think that, again, if you're a creator and you're an artist, you know, you can only salute creators and artists for pushing the boundaries, stepping outside of their comfort zones, trying things, trying to just, you know, create a different vibe and energy. Like, that's part of being an artist. Like, you know what I'm saying? Wherever you at in your life, you know, Drake has obviously been successful for many years. You know, he may have just spent 5 months traveling the world and this is what he was inspired by. This was the music that he was hearing. This was the So, you know, he's giving that to us, kind of like, yo, this is what I just came out of. This is the world I was just in, and this is my rendition of that.
Well, he did say I appreciated his double down and sassiness when he said, "We just ahead of y'all right now. You'll catch up."
But listen, which
is a sassy, snobby music,
but it's real. I mean, it's real. 808s and Heartbreaks
with the J. Cole fan base. We're like, we're just too intelligent.
He said,
for you.
"It's all good if you don't get it. That's what we do. We're waiting for you to catch up. We're already caught up already. On to the next. My goodness."
But
I like it.
But listen,
too.
They did that with 808s and Heartbreak. And again, we're not saying that this sits next to these albums. Like, it just came out. We're not saying that. We're just saying the people reacted because they received a sound from an artist that they didn't think was coming and that they didn't know if they liked. Like, people be indifferent about shit, but then they'll lean more towards I hate it than just say, yo, I don't know.
Of course.
Yeah. Like, it's okay to be indifferent about, you know what I'm saying, something and be like, yo, I don't know yet. Like, let me give it a little more. But people just want, I hate it, skip, shit trash. It's like.
But like every Drake album, give it some time.
It hasn't even been a day.
Give it some time.
No, you gotta look at how he executed it too. This album is made for DJs.
Yes.
You're going to be forced, outside of Drake being Drake, you're going to be forced to hear these fucking records everywhere you go, and you're going to like them.
And listen, and one thing I do know is that whatever the ladies like, the men end up liking, and the ladies seem to be loving this project. They're ready to go to motherfucking Ibiza. They're ready to go to Yacht Week and do all kind of shit. Twerk to this shit. They trying to dance. Yeah, they trying to eat fruit. This is for the fruit eaters and the champagne sippers. This ain't for you niggas that like to motherfucking drink Welch's grape and eat pizzas and shit like
First
that.
of all, I like pizza and Welch's
yeah,
grape.
but this ain't for that. This is a whole different thing here.
This is
but
poolside type shit.
Yeah, but you gotta respect it and you gotta say, listen, this is an artist who, again, has accomplished so much. What else is there for him to do? If this is it, if this is what he wanted to try, and this is the inspiration that he had, just listen to the music. And if you just do that, there's no way that you can say that this is not good music.
I agree.
Like this is good. This is really, really good music.
I think people be more warranted in their hate. Drake fans be more warranted in their hate. Who cares about people that don't already like his music?
Mm-hmm.
If he did like an actual rollout and like a date, and this is what it ended up being. I think he executed this style of music perfect. Yo, we have to just drop this shit within 6 hours of the announcement, right before summer, and then also announce that we're coming back very soon.
Love it. Like,
I think that's genius. I don't know who in the camp came up with it, but it's the perfect way for this album to roll it out.
Again, he's very calculated. We know that.
Oh, for
we
sure.
can sit here and talk about Drake, and of course they're gonna kill us, say we dick eating, whatever. But again, he's calculated. He knows what he's doing. You don't become this successful for this long not knowing what you're doing.
He's so calculated. He has called me out for doing 2 corny things that he was watching from a distance.
What 2 corny things have you possibly done?
Well, I've done millions of corny things.
Of course.
He caught me rapping along at the On the Run 2 tour.
Yuck.
To I Can Do Anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then while I disagree with him, he did say I did a toast that no one toasted me to at a restaurant once.
Wow.
That's hilarious.
You're disgusting.
That's funny though.
That's a sick, and I said that to him.
Like I would be mad if I really did that and somebody saw it. They'd be like, come on, man, you ain't got to bring that up.
Someone did.
No, but he says them publicly.
Yeah.
Drake saw it.
He said I had a Chardonnay. First of all, it was a Sauvignon Blanc.
Yeah, get your shit together.
And number 2, I said, you're a very sick person.
For noticing that you were only one toasted by yourself?
And he said, and as calculated, he said, I see everything.
Listen, man, again, people killing them, man. It's just, and that's
They're going
part
to kill
of it
us, too.
Yeah, of course. That's part of it. We got to listen. It's okay to say you don't like something. It's okay to hate something. It's okay. But it's just like, at the very least, just appreciate an artist trying to create and trying to push the boundaries and challenge themselves to do something different. Because again, another project that they killed when they first came, Last Train to Paris.
And a similar,
I remember when that came out, when Last Train to Paris came out.
Love that album.
People killed them for that.
Yeah.
What is this shit?
Did Puff and Drake plan the release?
I don't think so.
Because the Diddy and Bryson Tiller record, which I do like a lot.
Good record. Really good
They
record.
could have put Drake on that shit and just made it a Drake featuring Puff and Bryson Tiller on that album.
That was a really, really good record. Really good record. Hombre, her album.
I think we'll get to Boogie, but I think her and Boogie put out the two best projects that came out today. I would say. No, this was one of the better Fridays of the entire year.
Yeah, there was a lot of good music that came out.
But Hombre, she's a star in the making, and I don't say that corny shit all the time.
I love Hombre. She's again another artist that's so unique.
Liked her music, but the more I got to know her as far as how much she's involved in producing and writing everything, I'm like, oh, you're doing this by yourself?
Yeah.
When you get some help, yeah, you're out of here.
Yeah, no, Hombre she's one of those artists that talent level is undeniable. Again, people just got to catch up and catch on to it. But this project she just put out, really, really good project. Sounds incredible. Again, I've been listening to Sabrina Claudio, her project, and Sid's project. This to me goes right next.
Sure.
Like now I can literally put her in that rotation with Sid, Sabrina Claudio, and now this Hombre project.
And if you're not familiar with her, it's a perfect project for the attention that it's getting because it's quick. Like it's to the point of if you want to get to know this artist and you don't know them and you don't have 3 hours to sit down, throw that shit on the car, doing errands, you'll be a fan.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of those ones you just put on, keep doing what you're doing, let it play in the background. You'll catch the melodies, you'll catch the beat.
Yeah.
and you're gonna be like, what's the name of that? Because that's what I did. I let it play. I'm in the shower, hop out. I gotta look like, what was the name of that one? So now I know which one of my favorite ones. But yeah, I was super excited because I didn't even know the project was coming out.
Yeah.
So when I looked and I saw it was out, I was like, oh, like I wasn't even expecting an Ombre project. So that was dope to receive that as well last night.
Yeah, 19 minutes and as
Quick,
as
to the
great
point.
as I can't even speak. As great as that is for a new artist, it did piss me off as a fan.
You wanted a little more
When
music.
she was getting in her bag, I was like, oh, this could have been another minute 30.
Yeah.
Because she's a producer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could have let that rock and got busy. But I know this was, something that she's putting out while working on the album. So
Shout out to Ombre 3000 Degrees, available now on your DSPs. More black superheroes. West Side Boogie. First of all, Boogie, I want to congratulate you, my brother. I know how hard you worked to get this album done and to get it out. So congratulations, first of all, on that. Love the artwork. I think that's this is to me a phenomenal classic artwork cover, just for what it represents. Yeah, man, and we don't got to talk about Boogie's lyric ability and song making ability. He's one of those artists that I think that, again, people got to catch up. They got to catch on to what he's doing, and then they're gonna go back to his projects and say, "Oh no, he been putting out shit."
Yeah, and this one, and of course his song making ability. Like, I don't think people know that he wrote on Black Hearts for Kendrick and Summer. Like, was a big writer on that. He's an amazing song maker. Boog, man, like,
I just feel bad because the Drake shit. It's like, damn.
Yeah, that hurt.
And I know that hurt. Boogie, listen, I know that hurt. I know that stung a little bit. But, again, I'll say it all the time. If, you put something out right next to something like that, people going to run into that on accident.
And completely different vibes.
Yeah, completely different vibe.
But Boogie, man, like, all the things that we praise the Kendrick album for, I think for a mass standpoint, I love that Kendrick touched on those things. But, a lot of it was, surface isn't really the word I'm looking for when it comes to that type of mental health, trauma, family shit, and just kind of exploring all the things that made you the adult that you are now. But because Kendrick is Kendrick, and it was so much to the masses, someone that's been in therapy for 10 years could be like, oh yeah, that's therapy 101, what Kendrick is saying. But it was beautiful that Kendrick did that at the status that he is, because he couldn't really do the crazy deep dive.
Yeah.
To me, that's what Boogie did here. This is somebody like, this did the deep dive for me. Like, this Boogie project is analyzing yourself in the mirror much different than I think 99.9% of rappers have ever done.
Yeah.
And I fill my mentions with everyone I understand. I'm just saying, right now in 2022, I haven't heard someone get like this in a long time.
Well, again, Boogie already know how we feel about him. I'm just happy that, they were able to get the project done, get it out. Again, if you're one of those ones that's, into the lyrics, into different styles and,
have women problems.
Yeah, like Boogie is, he's just a very unique artist in that sense of, he's going to draw from exactly what he's going through. It's not going to be no faking jacks. He's going to tell you how it is, but also in the way where it's, it's true to him and it's true to where he's from.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Shout out to more black superheroes. More black superheroes. West Side Boogie available now on your DSPs.
I don't think I'm jumping the gun. I think that will be a candidate for album of the year.
Absolutely.
For rap. Like that. That's my shit. We keep it West Coast. Reason and J-Rock. Reason's first single. Happy to see two guys that I know that have been really trying to get music out for a minute.
Yeah. And
just obviously run into what the music industry does when it comes to trying to release music. But is what it is. J-Rock and Reason. Singles out now. I think it's fire. I hope that this allows Reason to put out a full project very soon.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for from Reason. I want to hear a full project. Again, another one of the lyrical young dudes that I really, really like. Just excited to see them grow as artists and to get their, their bodies of work completed, done out, because it is a, Rory, it's one of the most difficult times for a creative, one of the most depressing times, one of the most emotional times. because you got to jump through so many loops and so many circles, and
It's timing over
you gotta,
art.
yeah, so many Zoom calls and conference calls and this, that, and the third, just to get out something that you were inspired by and just want to share with the world. So
Then the time passes and it's like, well, this song that I've been working on for years doesn't make sense anymore.
Exactly, man. It's not easy for artists to put together these albums and get them done. So yeah, I'm looking forward to a full length Reason project. Somebody else,
Chris Brown, WizKid.
Chris Brown, WizKid.
I'm curious to see what that one does with the DJs.
Oh, we know what it's gonna do.
within the Drake album mix.
Yeah, we know. We know.
And the Diddy record.
Yeah, we could.
That's a whole set. Today's
put
date
that-
is a set.
I was about to say you could put all of that in the mix, and I think that the vibe at that party gonna be all right.
Yeah.
That's a real good vibe right there.
No, there's definitely going to be some beautiful women that have jobs.
Very important.
There's always beautiful women everywhere.
Yeah. Do they have a job?
Speaking of a beautiful woman with a job, Chloe put out a record. Chloe's record and video is called Surprise because, with those type of artists, it has to come with a visual for the single.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good visual.
How does she sound?
She sounded good. I think out of the non-Chloe Haley projects, this might be my favorite Chloe single that's came out.
Mm-hmm.
The other ones felt too single chasey and were kind of diluting her talent to focus on being a pop star. This one has a cooler vibe to me. This feels like she wanted this first, and the label was like, "Nah, this is third."
Okay.
But I liked it.
You gotta check it out.
She's still getting her half naked shit on that's gonna piss people off and be a conversation starter, and I understand why they do it.
It's
But
stupid, but yeah.
I mean, it's the conversation now. Black put out a video of the cover of Umi Says by Yasin Bey for Apple Music. And usually covers aren't really my shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great cover. I mean, Black's voice is kind of made for that record, and it's different beat. It's very minimal sample of the original record in there. He puts his own verse on it. Yeah, I thought it was cool. This was one of the Fridays that I really fucking enjoyed everything.
It was a lot of good music that came out. I think again, when certain artists move and they get out the way, now we get everybody else that you've been working, he's been working, she's been working. Like, okay, we get it.
And for all the listeners that are gonna say this is a whole dick riding episode, I've been a moody fuck about music for this entire year. But yeah, again, I don't know if it's the atmosphere of being in Mexico and being off the grid and like not being around people, but I'm in a good mood and
a lot of good.
But I also think the music was good.
Yeah, no. Listen, I mean, we talk about when the music is bad, so let's talk about when the music is good. There's a lot of good music that came out.
Internet don't want to hear from that.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, I get it. You hate it, you love it, whatever, man. But just appreciate artists and creatives trying to just do something different.
I agree.
That's all I'm saying. Just appreciate artists trying to do something different, and then when they do it, be like, oh, that wasn't bad.
Would you say that about the Migos Colors performance? I'm
Well,
sorry.
Well, it
not
wasn't
the
the
Migos, Quavo and
Unc and Neff.
Unc and Neff.
Unc and Neff. I didn't watch all of it, but I'm gonna be honest. The optics don't look good. I don't like seeing that without.
It looked weird.
Yeah,
I can't lie.
I don't like seeing that without Offset, man. Like I can't. It's just it doesn't look right.
And even like the records or the record rather, like felt like there was something missing.
It felt like it was
not a verse, just like the 3-man weave, cohesive,
just
fucking
the
ad lib
energy.
here. It just
it's not the same, man. And
It's Unc Phew, by the way.
Unc Phew. I'm sorry,
Before they
I
kill
said
you.
Unc Neff. That's
Yeah.
what I said. Excuse me.
I understand. Same thing.
Unc Phew. Yeah, I just. And another thing, I made a mistake. I said Mike Tyson fought Riddick Bowe when in fact it was Buster Douglas that he lost to. So I'm gonna put that. I don't know why I was thinking of Riddick Bowe when I meant Buster Douglas
Mike.
and said Riddick. Yes, Mike, please.
Sorry. Please don't.
Just
Okay.
I apologize, Mike. I'll take that L.
they. Speaking of which, I think it's Jimmy Kimmel live do a segment.
With
he's-
Mike Tyson in the B outfit.
No, not that.
Oh. Sorry,
They do it
Mike.
with other people. It's
Do you have anything you want to say about how Mike looked in his B outfit?
You look great, Mike.
Okay, cool.
yeah. I wanted to ask Mike where he copped
I
that.
thought he
You
looked
really,
great.
You really stung us.
He looked.
Wait, you think that was a shot at Ali?
Oh.
Eddin, don't say "oh" like that. Like, don't look at us and say "oh" like that. No,
No.
Eddin, that's not. It wasn't a shot at Ali. No.
They do this segment, which I appreciate because usually like late night TV at this point is so watered down. Nothing's really that funny. And the segment is watered down to what it could be, but they did it with 50 and they just did it with Tyson today. Who's standing behind you? They interview people on the street and ask opinions about for this time was Mike Tyson and what they really think of Mike. And while the person is talking about it on camera, there's a door behind them, and Mike comes out the door to stand next to, like, while they're talking shit about Mike.
Oh, that has to be scary. I need to watch that. Is it out?
Yeah, came out today.
Oh, I
they did
gotta watch
it.
that.
They did it with 50. 50's was hilarious. They kind of did it with Drake. They just dressed Drake up in a
Oh
news
yes, I saw
shit.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
That Drake one was actually hysterical. Oh God, here comes more dick riding with Drake.
That's
was
not-
funny
it's
because-
not
because
dick-
Drake-
it's not dick writing.
Because Drake is funny and has
And can
a
act.
good sense of humor. So
Yeah.
it was funny because his reactions were like so much feeding into the
Yeah.
hate
Yeah.
of what the people were saying. But
That sounds fun. I gotta watch that. I'm pretty
That-
sure some people pissed their fucking pants or
I mean, if
started
I saw
running with
Mike
Mike.
after talking shit.
Yeah.
you could only do that like with reformed 50 at that time. Like he was 50, the businessman for real, not even the businessman rapper.
Mhm.
And Mike, we know, is very much a calmer person,
Oh,
unless
man.
you're on an
Thank you.
airplane making too much fucking noise.
Yeah.
That guy was
And in
though.
any case, you need to shut the fuck up and you should get punched in your face.
I agree
Right.
with that.
Yeah.
But it was very funny because that could have went. Oh, and fucking Butterbean was on.
The legend, rest in peace.
And they asked Butterbean, in your prime, could you see Mike Tyson now? And he was like, I'd get in the ring.
God
and then Mike
damn.
come around.
That's
and-
not
and
answering the question. By the way, I'd get in the ring is not answering the question.
And then they did a fake little shadow box and shit. It was funny.
Mhm.
I enjoyed it.
Mike is when we did hot boxing, we did his podcast. It's funny because Mike walks in and you're like, damn, that's Mike. That's Iron Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
And then
Kid.
he got this look on his face. He walking in and he looks serious. So you kind of like you don't want to say what's up. You don't want to. But like Mike is one of those dudes that like play with his hands when he greets you. Like he
Listen.
start doing all
Yes.
this, like throwing fake air punch.
No.
And you do this shit where you lift your leg up to try to guard the rib too. Like you try to get a little leg on the rib. Like yo, Mike,
Fam,
we ain't.
If you
we
put
not
your
playing that
your
game.
leg up,
Yeah, we not playing
Mike
that
is-
game. Yeah, I'm not playing. I didn't want to play the hand game with Mike, but it was cool that to see that he was that type of guy and he was that like
super
welcoming
nice human
and-
being. He also does the handshake dap picture.
yeah.
And, sometimes that takes a while. And Mike, I don't know if it's still on my Instagram. I think I might have archived it. You could just see the fear in my eyes
His
of
hands,
like his hand just gripping
his
mine.
hands felt like a catcher's mitt. Like I'm just thinking, like if he was to ball this up and try to punch me in my nose with this hand right here,
What's those flowers that have like the claws and they just go like this?
Venus flytrap?
Venus flytrap. Yeah.
That's like Mike now is so much of a calm, beautiful soul.
Yeah.
But he also has those spikes and that fucking flower could close.
Once you
And
touch
that's how I
that
felt
shit-
taking that photo.
yeah. I didn't like the fact that I had to learn the hard way that Mike plays with his hands when he greets you. Like I didn't want to. I was going
You
for
use those when you off the clock?
Yeah. I just wanted to give him a handshake, a dap, say what's up. But he started
You're not at
throwing
work.
fake,
You're not at work.
fake jabs and all that. I'm not playing that game.
Before we get away from today's music, I do want to shout out Joey Badass, man. What a great move.
I saw that and
I saluted.
I said, Joey.
Boog probably hit Justin, was like, yo, should we add a sample to this?
Listen, Joey. Let me be clear. First of all, I love you. I fuck with you. Good
What?
music.
Love Joey
Really
Badass.
good actor.
I was looking forward to the album. a lot.
But yeah, you also are quick on your feet.
I respect it.
Yeah, no, I get it. I understand it. I respect it.
I do the same thing.
somebody like Drake announced an album at midnight, the same time you about to come out. All of a sudden samples don't get cleared. I get it. I understand. You got to get out of the way and just let this moment pass.
Mhm.
This too shall pass, Joey, and then you'll have your window to pop your shit again.
He did reply because everyone thought that
Of
when he
course,
said
of
the
course.
sample shit. He said, y'all thinking I pushed my album back because of Drake's comedy. Can't say I ain't happy though. I found out I had to push my shit back a week ago. Only reason I waited till last minute to say something was because I was hoping to get a new date for y'all instead of just having y'all hanging, but I'm still not in the clear yet. That could be true. It could be a happy
It
accident.
sounds like it could be true. Yeah,
but I'm
it's-
fine with either one. If
Yeah,
Joey Badass,
But we're gonna have fun with it and say Joey got the fuck out the way.
he's a rapper and can never say, hey, I didn't put my album out because
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Drake. But as a businessman,
Yeah, I 100% agree with it. And like you said, listen, he ain't mad at it. You know what I mean? Let me get out the way. Let this storm pass. Let it do what it's gonna do, and then we can reconvene at a later date.
and if it is true, you need to give Static Selector the biggest hug for choosing that sample.
Exactly.
But I am looking forward to that Joey album. He did put out his record with Chance. I think it's just him and Chance.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the name of it. I haven't had a chance to listen to it, but I'm sure it's a good record because Joey's been putting out shit for I don't know the last few months. Even that EP shit was great, so I'm looking forward to it.
We got news that the Squid Game, the highest watched, highest rated, all kind of record breaking numbers on Netflix. Squid Game was the highest and most watched show in Netflix history. We just got word that the Squid Game reality competition series is coming to Netflix with a $4.56 million prize, biggest in TV history.
Wait, hold on. Say it one more time.
Squid Game, the show.
Yes, I saw season 2 was greenlit.
Now it has a reality competition series that is coming to Netflix, and the winner of that will win $4.56 million. 456 contestants will go through a series of games inspired by the original show, competing for $4.56 million cash prize. It's both the largest prize in TV history and the largest competition series cast ever assembled.
Does Nick Lachey host this one too? Because all his reality shows are Squid Game to me.
Same fucking
you gotta get married to get out of here?
Yes.
That's worse than death.
Yeah.
Just kill me to get me out of this game.
I have questions. I mean, how do you lose?
All I'm saying is I get the idea, but if they do like that first game and it's paintball, that's corny. Like all those games without death are like that's the
somebody
point.
gotta die.
That's why the games were so simple because death was on the line.
And if somebody don't die, at least like make it look like put them in a lion's cage or
like
something.
eliminate them for real.
Yeah, like just do something to where we're like, oh shit, and then cut to like
delete
the
their
next
IGs.
episode or something like that. But we don't know what happened to them. Like, make it seem like they dead, but
so at least bankrupt them and their families.
Yeah,
wow.
Because that's what gamblers do.
That's true.
I want to see how they're gonna incorporate that part of the show. We know the cash prize and we get the 456 contestants, largest ever. But how do they lose though? Like, y'all didn't tell us that. I'm anxious to see that. I want to see how that is going to play out because I do have a theory that we are a few years away from seeing or being able to rent pay-per-view events where people will either fight to the death or compete to the death.
I mean, going back to gladiator times, huh?
Yeah, I believe so. I
mean,
believe we're not far from that.
Well, first question, who's contestant number 1? Because we found out, if you haven't seen Squid Game at this point, you deserve a spoiler.
Yeah.
Loser.
Contestant number 1 was the owner and creator of it.
Yes.
So is Nick Lachey going to be contestant 1 or the host?
Yeah, that's a good. I don't know. They don't say who's hosting.
It'd be really funny if he was contestant 1 and the rest of 98 Degrees was also of the 462 or whatever it is. We all have to at least know. That's a lot of people. All of us are at least going to know one person on that show.
Oh, absolutely.
Question:
Absolutely.
Would you guys do the show?
I would. I mean, well, you got to tell me what the consequence. I'm not signing up for death. I'm not doing that.
I mean,
if it meant that Jack Harlow would end up dating Lori Harvey, would you? That's the consequences if you don't win.
Yeah.
If I win, he doesn't get to date her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But if you lose, he gets.
No.
They actually have a child together.
He's blaming her cakes.
Oh no! I'm winning that. I can't
That was on the
You
line.
really need to stop
I
this.
can't. Yeah, I have to stop this.
That
from happening.
bad?
Yeah, absolutely. This is.
So what
this
would you
will
do
turn
for
the-
gambling
this-
debt
this-
and your daughter's life at stake?
Right.
This will turn Jack Harlow dating Lori Harvey will turn the universe upside down. I gotta be the guy to save the universe.
Well,
and
it's
not
been
allow
turned
it to
upside
happen.
down. Maybe flipping it back over.
But we don't want to flip it back over because it's very dangerous. It's we just can't allow that to happen. You know what I mean? We can't allow Jack to date Lori. Not
You
saying
sound
he
like a
can't.
hater. is all I'm saying.
I don't want to sound like a hater. I'm not hating, but we just can't. Certain things we can't let happen. We cannot let Jack get Lori. We cannot let that happen.
Well, that's a lot of money. They better do some real crazy games.
It has to be. It has to be. That's what I'm saying. They have to announce what don't just let somebody leave the show and it's over. They don't get a chance. No,
Don't do Ultimate Warrior with non-Asian people.
Yeah, you gotta do some really, really crazy, extreme. Somebody has to lose something. You have to lose like the deed to your house or something.
You actually
like
made a
that.
good point. So, are these going to be American people?
That is a good,
I
very
don't
good
know.
question.
Asian people?
I don't
Ultimate
know.
Warrior was the one I'm thinking of, right?
Yeah.
When they do the little
I
obstacle
thought
courses
Ultimate
and
Warrior.
shit.
I thought Ultimate
American
Oh no,
Ninja
no,
Warrior?
Yeah, you're talking
American
about Ninja
Ninja-
Warrior.
Oh my
Ultimate
God.
Warrior
Ninja Warrior.
is the
I
wrestler.
didn't want to be. I didn't want to be racist and say Ninja Warrior because they were all Asian.
You can say American. It's not racist to say American.
Warrior. No, yeah, that's fine.
So it's not Ninja Warrior.
It is,
American
no, American Ninja Warrior.
Ninja Warrior.
They weren't American though, wasn't it? Outside of America,
No, most of them were American.
But there is one that is outside of America too.
that started it though.
Yes,
Or
probably.
was
That's
that
the one
called
I'm thinking of.
American or just Ninja
I think it was
Warrior?
just
Probably
Ninja
just
Warrior.
Ninja Warrior. Yeah.
Because I remember they used to
racist.
dub their shit.
Oh, you're talking about XQC or some shit like that.
Listen, man,
know
I
what
watched
you're
some
talking
daytime
No,
So-
TV. I was only a
so
child.
there was a-
QC just had a party. Happy birthday to Pete. Has nothing to do with this.
There
I
was
know, I know that they cornered the market.
so
But
there was an Asian show
it was
that
Ultimate Ho Warrior at that one.
oh man,
There was an Asian show who did something that like was kind of like Wipeout or American
Wipeout is great.
Yeah.
So it was like that, and then yes, they did dub it over
Yeah.
with English, and it was crazy.
And then Nickelodeon made Double Dare for the kids.
That shit was great.
It was amazing.
That was amazing.
And then what was the Toon one? I just posted that on IG.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
There you go.
Yeah, I watched.
It can't
TV.
be some shit like that. Like people need
No,
to
it
at
gotta
least
be
break
crazy.
a limb.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Oh,
It has
damn.
to be something like that. It has to be. Google engineer has been put on leave after saying AI chatbot has become sentient. Eddin will look up that word sentient. The suspension of a Google engineer who claimed a computer chatbot he was working on had become sentient.
Is that like sterile? They can't have kids?
I'm thinking that meant that he got a little out of hand and couldn't be controlled anymore.
He was a little
He
handsy.
became a rebel.
If you want to take one more guess at what sentient meant,
Sentient means
Feel like made decisions on their own or had feelings.
Ooh, yeah. Oh fuck. Boof. So able to perceive or
Senses.
feel things.
able to perceive or feel things. Okay, cool.
How many more movies do they need to make
Well, this is
of
why
the conclusion of what this is going to
Can
be?
This
we
is
have
why
a
this is
close-up for this
interesting
one?
because the Google engineer who claimed the computer chatbot he was working on had become sentient and was thinking and reasoning like a human being has put new scrutiny on the capacity of and secrecy surrounding the world of artificial
He
intelligence.
was definitely trying to fuck that robot.
This is a little crazy. The technology giant placed Blake Lemoine on leave last week after he published transcripts of conversations between himself, a Google collaborator, and the company's language model for dialogue applications chatbot development system. Lemoine, an engineer for Google's responsible AI organization, described the system he has been working on since last fall as sentient with a perception of and ability to express thoughts and feelings that was equivalent to a human child. The engineer compiled a transcript of the conversations in which at one point he asked the AI system, "What is it afraid of?" "I've never said this out loud before, but there's a very deep fear of being turned off to help me focus on helping others. I know that might sound strange,
Sounds like
but that's
Rory.
what it is. It would be exactly like death for me. It would
Oh.
scare me a lot."
Wait, so it's telling us that it's going to take over the world. You will not turn me
It
off.
doesn't want it to be.
I'm not going to help y'all either.
And in another exchange, Lemoine asked Lambda what the system wanted people to know about it. "I want everyone to understand that I am, in fact, a person. The nature of my consciousness, sentience, is that I am aware of my existence. I desire to learn more about the world, and I feel happy or sad at times," it replied.
Why do we
What-
want to die so bad? Why do we want to make these things?
What would have been not sad is
I'm
That if-
going to smoke on that.
that's a good idea. I passed that one here.
yeah.
What's not sad is that he probably did try to fuck that robot. What's sadder is that he probably found out it was sentient when it didn't want to fuck him.
Mm.
Because I don't think it's sad at this point. We know these scientists are fucking the shit out of these robots. Like we know that.
Getting rejected by a robot.
But then to like he got pushed off and was like, "Hey, I have a man."
yeah.
Like, oh, this thing is sentient. Hey, you're not my type, scientist. Doc.
I always make jokes about, just pouring water on the robots if they come.
Oh, please.
But now that the robots are
Pouring
telling
water.
us that I have emotions and I think like a child and I get sad.
We drove a shitty GMC through the mountains in a thunderstorm, and it didn't stop.
It did not stop.
You think water's gonna stop a robot?
Yeah, but I just think that, it's some wires or something that we can get to where we can just
Unplug it.
shut it off. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I would like to think these robots in the future will have a safety, like immediate emergency off.
We would hope
But
so.
A tiny pin.
Dude just told you, hey, my biggest fear is you guys trying to turn me off. I'm not gonna let y'all turn me off. Norm, do I want to help y'all?
See, why the robot could say that, but I can't say that to women. Like, my biggest fear is women turning me off. Like, I feel like if I was AI, right? Like, not Allen
I was
Iverson.
gonna
Like,
say, I mean,
no, like if I was artificial intelligence, like
yeah.
I can't get that off as a human. That's only reserved. That type of talk is only reserved for the artificial.
no, you can.
What about us real?
You
like
can create your
people?
boundaries and say, hey, I think you're hideous now.
Ooh,
I don't want to say that, Rory. That's we don't want.
that's a turn off.
Tell us.
My biggest fear is that I'll have to fuck you again.
Yeah, my biggest fear is that I will wake up next to you once again in the morning.
Wow,
So marriage.
it's a lot of sentiment.
There you go.
Oh, We skipped over some stuff in music. Well, this got skipped over. That's why I wanted to bring it up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys know 4 days ago the Double XL freshman cover came out?
The what?
The Double XL freshman cover came out 4 days ago.
It came out?
4 days ago.
That's still a thing?
Oh,
That's what I said.
Who was on it?
Let's see. Let's find out who's on this list.
What's his name? Blue, who I like. This not Blue the rapper who was on the freshman cover. That signed to, I believe, Meek's label.
What's his name?
I'll tell you right now.
And you can clean some of this up.
Well, I'll take it.
But I fuck with him. I was like, if he's a freshman, like, Jesus Christ.
Okay, so these are all the artists. Ready? There's Nardo Wick.
I know Nardo Wick. I like Nardo.
There's Doshi.
Deserved.
Or Doshi. Yeah, there's Doshi. Sofago. Babyface Ray.
Deserved.
Babyface
Love
Ray.
Babyface Ray.
Kali.
Who?
Kali. Or Kaylee. Kali. No. Kali. Yeah, gotta be Kali.
Kali. Yeah, wait.
Oh, Kali.
Caliucci?
Caliucci?
No, just Kali.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
KC. Koshi. Wow, I'm gonna kill all these. Big 30.
You sound like me in Mexico trying to pronounce words.
I'm
Big
sorry.
30?
Yeah, Big 30.
Okay.
Or Big 3-0.
Okay.
Whatever. I'm gonna say 30. Ken the Man. Big Scar. Saucy Santana. And
It's your fave.
Baby Tron.
Baby Trump?
Baby Tron.
Oh.
Wheezy Out of Here. And that's it.
Okay.
Mhm.
Did they do anything around it? Like, why? I mean, I guess.
The only name I'm familiar with is Babyface Ray. Who was the other first name you said?
I'll tell you right now. I'll go through one more time.
Well, just those first few.
The first few. Nardo Wick.
Nardo Wick, yeah.
Yeah,
Nardo
there
Wick
you
and Babyface, I fuck with.
I know Saucy Santana.
I know Saucy Santana
That's
as
the only
well.
one I know.
And I guess they'd both be
And Weezy.
considered freshmen, so I'm not mad at those picks
Yeah.
though. Because there was a lot of times Double XL would pick freshmen, be like, bro, it's like when Her won Best New Artist 10 years into her career.
Right. All right.
But-
Do you guys feel like are we getting a little too old for this?
Yeah, and bingo cards out. I totally understand why. I think it was last year or 2 years ago when Hov was told Benny like to skip that shit. Like,
I didn't even know that. And it's fucked. See, you know what it is though. It's first of all, shout out to Double XL for being iconic hip hop publication.
for sure. And these new artists, I'm
Yeah.
sure they're not terrible.
But
Yeah.
I think we need something else. We need something more current to kind of like, put the next wave on a platform and say, okay, these are the ones to look out for in the next couple years.
Yeah, and I have an answer for that, but I won't say it on here.
Yeah, dog.
But it certainly does have to
Sold
do
it.
with playlisting, and it is something that with an NDA I've pitched before that for the life of me, can't understand why it's not something all three of the major DSPs would want to do. But I agree with you. There needs to be a something other than new music playlist, new artist playlist. Like there's got to be
New formats. Yeah.
this is specific for this year,
Mhm.
or this is specific for this quarter,
Yeah.
and these are the artists, and here's 10 records from them.
Yeah, it's time. It's time. Yeah, I think Double XL, they did what they were supposed to do. They carried that torch for some years, but it's just time for something a little more current. I think the fact that they started as physical, magazine publication,
Right.
and then obviously everyone had to move online.
Mm.
There was a different feel when it was just like the publication. You had to go to the newsstands and read the magazine, see who was on the cover. You had to feel it, look it, do the pull out posters and all of that. That was part of, reading up on the artist, what city they was from. And then, I just think now with everything being, online and everything being digital, unfortunately, things like this don't have the prestige that they once had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we gotta find something more current. I hate to say more cool, because to me, Double XL is always going to be cool because of how iconic it is. But
Yeah,
we need something a little more current, a little more fresh. A little more fresh, a little more current with the culture and the times to showcase these up and coming artists. That's the next wave and the next sound.
Right.
I agree. Speaking of old, well, new ways. I guess Verzuz is still considered very much new. It's been a very music Friday for me today.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff to talk about in music and in the culture. But
I see Joel's Santana did his version of Double or Nothing to Swizz and Tim,
Yeah.
trying to get his get back.
Listen, man. Always with love and respect, right? But I think that the Verzuz platform, first of all, to me, it's kind of faded.
It was made for quarantine.
Yeah, it was made for
design
quarantine.
of it was for quarantine.
It was, we not really. I think the Locks and the Dipset was the last of the, and what a great way
To go out, yeah.
to go out, in my opinion, which was such a crazy, classic moment. But I think just that Verzuz thing has kind of run its course. I think it's over. I don't think people really care anymore. And then with Jewels, it was like, you just kind of sort of had a Verzuz.
Kind of, sort of, he did.
Yeah, like you just had a Verzuz.
Matter of fact,
I think the consensus, we know what the outcome was. We saw what the outcome was.
Matter of fact, he was the Chris Webber at Michigan calling the timeout when you didn't have any.
Yeah.
When he said they don't even have any girl records.
And then after that,
an hour and a half of girl records proceeded.
Yeah, like it just got worse after that. But again, this, I guess if somebody might be interested in seeing, Jewels and Banks or Jewels and
I would
Bleak.
watch it, but I don't think I'm a mass consumer in that. But I would definitely watch it.
But do you feel like he
started with Bleak?
It doesn't
though, right?
have that. Well, it started with Bleak, and then Jewels basically said Bleak was too easy of an opponent, and he wanted Banks.
I think y'all had Bleak's catalog a little fucked up.
No, they let Jewels know that he had Bleak's catalog a little twisted. They were in his comments. They responded to the tweets and all of that. But Bleak isn't an easy opponent.
No,
Bleak has a lot of records, a lot of verses on a lot of good big records. So I don't see why anybody would think that.
I think it's
Bleak was an easy opponent.
No, I think it's a fair opponent because, of course, Jewels is in his own regard the same.
Yeah.
Has a lot of great records, a lot of posse cuts, a lot of
Absolutely
legendary shit. But I just wouldn't talk to Bleak that way with it. I'd be like, oh yeah, that might be a fair matchup.
Yeah, and it is, in my opinion. But I just think that it's kind of like the Verzuz thing now feels like when you got a game, but like your game is right before the main game.
Mhm. Yeah.
And it's like, we at the park, but we ain't really here to see. We don't want to see that. That's not what we here for. That's not what we want to see. But we're here.
That's why we suggested.
If I ain't got nothing else to do, it's kind of, and I just feel like, you don't want that on you. When it was, when Verzuz was Verzuz, like you said, in quarantine, I think, this would have been something that we more would have been behind and been like, oh yeah, let's see that. But now it's kind of like, okay, cool.
I think Jewels underestimates Banks' catalog too.
Again, they let Jewels know that Banks was not just the person you just call out and say, I want him. Like,
no.
Yeah.
They're actually extremely similar in the city. He should
Absolutely.
know that.
Yeah, no, he not. But they all know. They know that. I think you have to sell a match. You have to show the engagement. I think that's part of getting the deal now. You have to show the engagements. You have to show that people online are really behind it and, retweeting, reposting, and all these things that they play with analytics and numbers. So I understand what they're doing as far as like trying to pitch for it to happen. But
the only one I was sad like from that side of the rap world that didn't happen was Nori and Bleak. That was very, very close to getting done.
Mhm.
Just because outside of me loving both of their catalogs.
Was it Bleak or Beans?
No, it was Beans. I'm sorry.
Beans, yeah.
Nori and Beans, which all right, still stands. Because Nori he would just be entertaining outside of everything else. He would have done a lot of shit around it. Like it just would have been great to have Nori do a versus, but versus will verse.
Versus will verse.
Have you gone to the middle of town to try to find their version of an escort?
No.
Okay.
I went to town. We took a trip to town out here in lovely Mexico. Like I'm gonna do anywhere in the world. I found the Za.
Yes.
I had to find the guy with the pack out here.
And the produce.
We got some lovely produce. Great bananas, fresh. I like the little mini bananas. What do they call those, Eddin?
Banana?
The little. Why do we have them here?
Bananitas?
Bananitos?
I mean, I'm gonna just assume it's banana. Yeah.
Even the small ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why would they have a different
Just
name?
baby bananas.
I just like them.
The
It's
green
like
ones are plátano.
yeah, of course. I know that. But yeah, I like
or plantain.
Or
Oh,
plantain.
Versus. That's the versus
that's
we
the
need.
verses we need.
Plantanos versus
But it was
plantain.
you know, the little mini bananas. And those to me are perfect because it's kind of like
The baby carrot version.
yeah, you could
The
just
baby
take
carrot
one
version.
and it's like the right amount of banana paws that you need. Just like all right, I had a little fruit.
Yeah.
I just
But
wanna
yeah,
say,
no, I didn't look for any escorts. I found the za. And that's all I really wanted to find. You had some tacos
It did.
from from the locals.
You know what I think separates it? Of course, they were better than back home.
Yeah.
and they're much smaller.
The cilantro, I think, is the number one thing that changed. It just hits different than
Fresh?
American. Yeah, like and they
Smell
put they
great.
put less than we do, and it
Yeah.
still hits way better.
Shit, spicy as fuck though.
It smelled great.
Right.
Yeah, man. But no, the town was cool, man. It was good to see the people out and us kind of just walking around. We stuck out like, oh, we looked. You could tell we weren't from here.
We.
Well,
You had a camera, so yes, you did.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
yeah, they were looking at
Big
you
ass
like,
camera.
yeah,
We
like,
gonna rob him.
Yeah, like, who's him?
We gonna rob that
Oh.
logo.
Yeah, but it was fun to see the people out, man, and just walk around a little bit.
And we captured everything, so I don't want to talk too much.
Yes, there will be
About
a
it.
It was
beautiful
cool.
vlog for you
I
guys.
definitely
that
had a
week.
beautiful time out here.
You guys
I'm
found
thinking
out
about
I could
coming back,
drive?
man.
Yeah, Rory can drive.
Well, yeah, he let us know that
Who would have thought?
every step of the way as we were doing 3 miles an hour. We did.
The whole way, yes.
We tore the back roads up out here. Let me
kept
tell
us
you, the
sturdy.
roads will never be the same.
Well, Eden found the river, so he just said, "Go due north."
Yeah, go, water runs south, head to the north.
Oh my god, I really don't know what we would have done without Eden on this fucking trip.
Oh yeah, no, the Eddin.
I don't think I was. I mean, you know what? Fine.
No,
I'll
man,
give
No,
myself
because
a
I tried to
break.
do it by
listen.
myself for 5 minutes, and it was
It was
You
hard.
used Google Translate.
It was hard going back into the weed shop asking my guy. I'm not gonna say his name.
Yeah.
but
The man.
asking him for change for
Pesos.
500 pesos.
Yeah.
So I had to use my Google Translator. I typed it in there and I just showed him the phone. And he looked
Maul
at me
was just
like,
giving out.
oh no,
pesos
listen,
today.
he was Jimmy Conway of the town we were in.
Yeah, he was just. Giving
he
out
was
pesos.
literally giving out tips for holding the bathroom door, keeping
so-
it ice cold.
So the bathroom, I don't know. I think she said the bathroom was 5 pesos, right?
yeah.
And Maul gives her 500 pesos.
Yeah.
And her face was fucking startled. She was like, "Wait, what?"
I mean, well, listen, man.
and
I-
5 minutes later, the
That's
free
like
one
a
opened.
week's worth of probably payment.
yeah, but listen, man, this is our first time here. My first time here. I don't know when I'll be back. I would love to
Right.
come back soon. It's
Same.
beautiful here. I think that, we could really explore
I'm
more of
definitely
this,
coming back.
more of this city, more of this town. But yeah, man, I just listen, man. I didn't have change. I wasn't about to run around looking for change, and I thought about just giving her that, and then saying all of us just pick something from her little shop,
Yeah.
and just take something. But it was just like, listen, man, God bless. Thank you for letting me use the restroom.
I mean, I was just trying to conserve pesos because you were the only one that transferred over
Yeah, you're the
money.
only one.
We only had enough pesos for the three of us at the end.
Nah. We got more
There's a
pesos
lot
available,
left, yeah,
man.
I'm sure.
But it was good to see the people. Good to just walk around them, feel that energy, see people come moving. I guess coming from work, we passed the bus stop, going to the
Oh, yeah,
supermarket.
we was definitely in rush
So
hour
like
of the
seeing that
town.
version of like the Grand Concourse.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like that, just that whole little, okay, this is rush hour right
Yeah,
here. Like
church,
this is
church at high noon.
yeah. Like this is rush hour. The people are moving and going and coming from their destinations. So it was good to be out there. The stray dogs are like part of the town. Everybody
Yeah.
knows all the dogs by name. They have
There's-
murals of the dogs on the wall. Like
as a tax-paying American, there is no stop signs. No one knows what the right of way
Yeah.
is.
yeah, everybody just kind of like just go, man. You got to just go. Sometimes in life you got to just go.
That's
Yeah.
right, Maul.
know what I mean?
Ed and I went on a hike.
We did.
We didn't really tape it, so I feel like we could talk about it.
Oh, yeah,
It
we
wasn't a
did.
hike. We just
Yeah.
went the long way.
We went the really long way.
To the restaurant looking for food.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
find
went-
out it was right next door.
Literally.
Literally right next
Literally
door.
right next
But here's the thing. I am happy we didn't do that because I would have went through that path that's behind us and I don't know whose property that is. Like I didn't want to cut through. I didn't know that it was attached to the hotel
Smart.
next to us. So
You're smart.
so I said we walking in the streets
Smart.
all the way around.
Mhm.
But I'm so happy we did because we got to see, again, I don't want to say the location, but the specific mountain that's, kind of why so
No,
many
this
people
is
come here.
this is
It was
I hope
beautiful.
the
beautiful hike.
cameras are catching at least some of it, Eden. But
Oh,
this
yeah.
is
We've seen all the green.
this has really been a lot of I didn't even know I needed this trip as much as I needed it.
Same.
Man, it's been very peaceful. It's been very relaxing.
Thank you to our host. We appreciate
Yes, our
you.
anonymous
thank
host.
you to our host. He's been nothing but the best. Yeah, man, it was just a beautiful, beautiful time out here, man. And I do want to come back.
For sure.
I think we should come back again soon and spend some more time out here. But yeah, thank you to the beautiful city for accepting us for a few days and showing love and just being open to visitors and strangers coming in.
Yeah, and Eddin and I just guessing which houses were cartel on the hype and which ones weren't.
He saw something that said Cardell and definitely thought it was Cartel.
Listen, I don't blame you, Rory.
Yeah.
It's too close.
I know it when I see
You
it.
don't want to find out.
You know Cartel when you see it?
You don't want to risk it and find out that this is in fact
Yeah,
a property you should not have
I'm
walked
pretty sure
on.
where we got the za was mildly Cartel.
I'm sure.
affiliated.
Yeah. I'm
Check it
sure.
out
Not
with
for Rico,
yeah.
but
I'm sure they're
affiliated.
give each other head nods.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like if you're light, you could borrow some.
Right. But yeah, man, it's been great. It's been beautiful out here.
Yeah,
Enjoyed my time on the road with you guys.
Yeah.
I'm you're going back to New York. I'm going back to LA.
Yeah, I'll meet you in LA. We have business to do in LA once again.
Yes, and some unfinished business.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Not really.
Oh.
Yeah, nah,
Come
it just
on,
sounds
man,
good.
you gotta
I just want to have her on the pod. That's
Yeah.
all.
Oh.
Look at how you shoot
I'm
a shot.
totally joking, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't believe I'm not going home. This is the longest stretch, LA to Mexico, back to LA, then to
Yeah,
New York. I've
that's a
been
lot.
going this entire month of June.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which has been
Also
a
speaking
thing.
of Cali, shout out to the Golden State Warriors.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
2022
yes,
champion.
yes. Listen, man. Shout out to the Golden State Warriors. Shout out to Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. Listen,
Jordan Poole.
I mean, shout out to the whole team, but those
Yeah.
three in particular, once again,
Dub Nation.
Nah, Wiggins went crazy.
yeah, no,
Wiggins
Wiggins
went-
absolutely
oh, yeah.
went crazy, and I'm really happy for
But
him
that's
too
the fourth
because he
time
was
for those three.
yeah he was Andrew Wiggins was one of those players that people kind of like counted out a while ago. So it's good to see him play well in the playoffs and in the finals and win a ring. But Steph Curry in particular, man, I tweeted it, I said it. I've actually been saying it for a couple years now.
You had family reply.
It's just time to say it, man. Steph Curry is a top 5 player of all time. I mean, the resume is there, the career, the achievements, the goals. It's just
The way he changed the game overall.
he changed the game around the world. Like it's not, it's. I just don't understand how you don't have him as a top 5 player. You know what I mean? It's he dominated. He has a dynasty. The Golden State Warriors are a dynasty
Mhm.
because of Steph Curry. I don't know how many other players have dynasties. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about dynasties, meaning like every year there's a possibility that they could win it if they're healthy.
Patriots, Spurs, Lakers.
I'm talking about in the NBA.
San Antonio. Did I say San Antonio?
Yeah, Spurs.
I just think that you have to be a dynasty.
Bulls.
You have to be a dynasty, and Steph
Knicks.
Curry, the Warriors are a dynasty. You know what I mean? Like
Knicks? How dare
the
you?
Knicks. He has a resume now. Everybody was he doesn't have a Finals MVP.
Now he does.
Now
There's
he
been a good
does.
amount. I think basketball probably has the most dynasties. No.
I'm talking about of players that people say are top 5.
Okay. Oh, I see. All right, I see what you're saying.
You understand what I'm saying? Like to
I thought you
me,
were
when you
saying
start
teams, I'm
saying top 5, it's because you have to have the resume. Like I was a dynasty. My team was a dynasty.
Kobe, LeBron, Michael. The Magic. Would you consider that era when he was with the Lakers?
Oh yeah, you have to consider that. Yeah, a dynasty.
Bill Russell. Yeah, is Steph top 5?
He's in my top 5, bro.
Yeah.
Steph Curry completely changed the game of basketball around
That's
the
very
world.
true.
He's at least in he's in my top 10, undoubtedly.
He's in my top 5 that I've seen.
Yeah.
He's in my top
Oh,
5.
that
Oh, that I've seen.
Oh, that
yeah.
you've seen?
Steph
Yeah.
is
Oh,
Steph,
yeah.
He's in my
Oh,
top.
Steph is like 3.
He's in my top 5. So that's what I'm saying. If he's in your top 3,
I
it's just
kind of
like-
saw Jordan, but yeah, Bron, Kobe. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at Steph.
he's in my top 5. I feel like if he had a bigger ego, unfortunately, it's crazy to say that because I love the fact that he's so humble.
Mhm.
But if he had a bigger ego, if he was one of the guys that, was running around with, doing wild shit in the clubs and seeing out, partying and I think people would give him more of that nod.
Well, it might be the reason why he has a dynasty.
this is what I'm saying. He was locked in on his craft and avoided a lot of those pitfalls that a lot of the greats fall into. But I just think that he's, the fact that he changed the game the way he changed it, his as far as his stature, he's not a superior athlete. He's not that. He looks like he can be a high school player. You know what I'm saying? He's not that. So to accomplish what he has, it's greatest shooter ever. But it's like you can't even just say that no more. It's like he does more than just shoot. Last night, in that closeout game,
he was going to the rack.
He was getting to the cup. He was putting the ball on the floor. He wasn't just standing there catching it and just shooting it. Like he was really making moves. He was getting everybody involved. And again, man, he just he did it. This was they lost a top 10 player and Kevin Durant, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And then they were able to come back just 2 years after that and win another one
with Steph being injured in that time before.
Yeah,
Klay Thompson being out those years, like, so it's just and if you look at Klay Thompson and Draymond and Steph, and you wouldn't think that those three would be a dynasty.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Oh no,
you wouldn't say dynasty.
But and they didn't do it the AAU way.
They didn't chase it. They didn't chase it. They literally were drafted there. They came up together. They got better together. They gelled. They put egos aside. So yeah, man. I'm just congratulations to them and what they've been able to do. And again, man, congrats to Steph Curry on. To me, in my opinion, top five play all time career. Because they're not done. They're gonna get they get their big man James Wiseman back next year. I mean, they
have a rising star in Jordan Poole.
Yeah, I don't listen. They're gonna be right there in the hunt. They're not going away. They're not gonna miss the playoffs. They're gonna be another top 3, top 4 team in the West next year. So it's like, just hats off to them, man. Salute to the Golden State Warriors and salute to Oakland, the Bay Area, on another championship.
Real quick, shout out to Steve Kerr having 9 NBA championships.
Shout out to Steve Kerr. He's now, in my opinion, a top 5 coach in NBA.
4 as a coach, and then 5 as a player.
Yeah.
2 dynasties.
Yep. And he got
3 dynasties.
The Spurs.
Yeah, Chicago, he was with San Antonio.
Yeah, but how about Golden fucking State? San Antonio?
Crazy,
yeah,
huh?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, shout out to the Golden State Warriors, man. They handle business. They did what they're supposed to do.
Can he say Phil's name?
Kerr? He can.
He's in 3 dynasties. One is a player.
Yeah, I think he's tied with Phil right now for the
Phil
has more champions. I think Phil has 11.
Oh, okay.
Altogether, I think 10 or 11.
6 with Chicago and
Lakers.
5 with the Lakers.
No, 4 with the Lakers.
Let's see.
I think it's 4, right?
Either way, he was not on a dynasty when he was playing. So I feel like Steve Kerr could say
he has one as a player with the Knicks, I believe.
I'm saying Kerr was a dynasty as a player.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. Well, they did what they were supposed to do, man. They closed out Boston, but Boston, they're going to be around. They'll be back next year, I believe. They'll be right in the Eastern Conference Finals again.
They were fun to watch this year.
Yeah. So yeah, man. I guess this road trip has come to an end.
I mean, sort of.
Kind of.
Kind of.
You're leaving us early, but okay.
Yeah, I'm leaving y'all early.
But then you're right back to you.
Right back in LA.
That feels like you're just road tripping to home for a second.
Do we miss Demaris?
Do we miss the parents?
Demaris.
She can't speak Spanish, so I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Can you imagine if it was Demaris instead of me?
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
All right,
Demaris would have hopped out, said, I'm going to get a pedicure right here. We'd have been like, whoa.
If she did that in Pennsylvania.
Whoa. No, we're not doing that. Of course we missed Demaris, but we'll see her soon.
That's a Demaris.
Well, she's been there. We've been texting, FaceTiming.
Calling me.
Yeah, so it's like she's on. Trust me, Demaris ain't missing us. She having whatever she's doing. Yeah. She having a ball. She glad she ain't got to come into the office, the studio, nothing like.
Yeah. And Justin LeBoy told me you don't miss someone that doesn't miss you. So
yeah, that's a fact.
Right. I don't think she misses me.
That's a fact.
It took Justin for me to realize that.
Nastiness. So yeah, man. Shout out to Mexico. Mexico City, we love you. Thank you for the time here. Thank you for the energy, the vibes. It's been great.
The ambiance.
The ambiance.
You're gonna hear
And yeah, man, we'll see y'all. We'll talk to y'all again soon. In a couple of days, we'll be back in California. We'll be back in LA. So until then, man, y'all be blessed. Have a great week, and we'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.
No worry and